Hey, I'm Kurt from Howe Rescue Systems in Kettering, Ohio. Today we're going to talk just a little bit about the fact that Howe Rescue Systems is a channel partner for Draeger safety covering Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. We're going to talk a little bit about the PSS 7000 SCBA, but we're going to focus on the ability to clean the face piece as well as the LDV, lung demand valve, or regulator as most of us call it. Let's take a look at a couple of features on this PSS 7000 SCBA. Now I've got this one set up with just a 30-minute high-pressure carbon cylinder. You can take a look at the outside, but most importantly, one of the really cool things that I love about this SCBA is the way that we can customize the fit to each individual firefighter. Number one, take a look at this lower lumbar support. This guy's going to go up and down. It's going to go side to side, plus it's going to cant forward and backward. So that's going to have that lower lumbar pad sitting on the lower end of the tails of your coat, and when it sits in that one place, it's not going to move around and pull your coat tails up. The really cool thing about this back frame itself is the ability to adjust the height to individual firefighters. So we can put this in level 1, we can put it in level 2, or we can put it in level 3 for those really tall firefighters. So the ability to customize this to an individual firefighter's height is really going to reduce on firefighter fatigue. Now keep in mind, this has got the quick change attachment on it, so I can very, very easily and very quickly install and or remove an air cylinder. But those are just some of the features that we're talking about on the 7000. Our main focus here today, though, is to talk about the face piece and the ability to clean that face piece as well as the LDV. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, break this connection. This is a removable LDV. I'll pull the LDV out. I've got my cleaning solution made up and my clean water made up. I'm not going to worry about pulling the heads-up display, the voice speakers on both sides, the microphone. I'm not worried about that. My biggest objective is to clean this face piece. So all of these components are waterproof. So I'm just going to go ahead and dunk it into my cleaning solution. If I've had a really good working kick and fire and I need to let this soak, I can just let it soak in there for a few minutes. But for today's purpose, we're just going to dunk it and slosh it. Shake it off a little bit. This is my clean water over here. Dunk and slosh. Empty all of the water the best that we can. And shake it off a little bit. Set that dude right there. My LDV, my lung demand valve. I'm going to keep this up out of the water, this coupler. I'm just going to dunk and slosh it in my cleaning solution. Dunk and slosh into my clean water and or my running water if that's easier. Now, lay that guy out. I'm going to take a clean towel, not the towel that we use to dry the rigs. I'm going to take a clean towel. Notice that I've taken the head harness off. I didn't need to clean that one on this particular unit. I'm just going to wipe this dude off a little bit. Now remember, I didn't have to worry about taking the heads-up display off, the voice, the dual speakers off, the microphone out. I didn't take any batteries out. I want to get this thing back in service, but I want to clean it really well too. So I'm just going to dry it off the best that I can. Same thing with the LDV, the lung demand valve. I'm just going to dry this off really well. Now what I've done is I've actually hooked up just a little hose here that is hooked into the buddy breather hose of either my 2013 or my 2018 compliant SCBA. I'm going to go ahead and open this valve up. Now this is, before I start making noise here, this is really important that I'm using cylinder air that is out of my air compressor that is certified clean air. I've filled my cylinders with it. This is the air that we're breathing. I don't want to hook this dude up to an air compressor that's back in the shop that we, use pneumatic tools with, that we may be working around the firehouse with in the back shop. I might have water, I might have oil in there, so I want to make sure that I'm spraying this stuff off with good clean air. So I'll just go ahead and make sure that I'm good up here, open my cylinder. Now keep in mind, this air coming out of this buddy breather hose is only at about 100 PSI. So I'm not using this at real high pressure. That 100 PSI is going to be based on what my cylinder pressure is. So now I'm just going to take this nozzle. I'm just going to spray a little bit of the air on there. I want to try to get down in those recesses. And naturally, I'll do a little bit better job, in reality. But for this is just a demonstration purpose. You can see what we're doing there. Now, on the LDV, I'm not going to spray that with air. I'm going to hook this dude up to my SCBA. Keep in mind, this is removable. I'll hook in here. And I'm just going to blow air through that LDV. I'm not going to hit it with the compressed air. I'm just going to blow air through here until it blows clear. So keep in mind, let me turn this off so we're not making a whole bunch of noise as we continue. Keep in mind that that buddy breather air is coming out of there at only about 100 PSI. And it's really important that I understand I'm not worried about cross-contamination between users with our regulator, because our face pieces actually have an inhalation valve that prevents user exhalation from returning to the regulator. So that's really important. If we do contaminate the inside of our regulator, you can dunk and slosh that regulator just as I did. You can also mix up a spray bottle and just kind of spritz it off if you want to kind of keep it clean. So that pretty much covers very, very quickly how to dunk and slosh and clean a face piece. And we talked a little bit of the highlights of the PSS 7000 SCBA also. Keep in mind, I've got this guy set up with a 30-minute high-pressure carbon. We can go with a 45-minute high-pressure carbon. These are clear coats. This is the standard blue. We can also do this in custom colors, and we can also do department-specific logos. If you do have any questions on the PSS 7000 SCBA, you'd like to see a product demonstration at your fire department, feel free to reach out to us at our corporate office here in Kettering, Ohio, 800-228-7612. Make contact with your local representative. We'd love to come out and show you the Draeger units. Thanks for watching this video.